Let's go check out the exhibitor floor. Awesome, thank you. Check out the exhibitor floor here at G2E 2025. Robo coffee?
Yes, robot for coffee making.
Robot for coffee making? Where are you from?
We are a Hong Kong company, and also we have a Macau office here.
And who comes up with the idea for Robo Coffee?
Yeah.
Your idea?
No. It's made in the factory in China.
Okay.
So we just a distributor.
And where do you have this installed? Who's using it?
Hotels, bank, and some campus.
Can we check it out?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Woo.
Yeah, this is for you. Yeah. Please enjoy.
Ooh, nice hot cup of coffee right there.
It's hot enough, huh?
Ooh. What do we got here? Robots? A lot of robots. What's your most popular robot?
Okay, the meal delivery
Let's see
robots.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
News delivery?
Yeah, meal delivery.
Oh, the new delivery.
Yeah, meal delivery. Yeah.
Meal delivery.
Yes, correct.
Why is it popular? For who?
For all the restaurants, yeah. So it's for food delivery, food and beverage. Yeah.
We were at Din Tai Fung last night, and they had a food delivery.
Yep, that's good. So it's quite popular. Okay. Yeah.
And what's the cost?
It's around less than $10,000 US.
Do some people use them in their home?
Not really. Yeah.
It'd be great if you were having an argument with your partner and you didn't want to talk.
Yeah.
You just send them the food and the robots.
Yeah. The probably this one, right?
Also,
the greeting robot. Yeah, you can talk to him about it. Yeah, you ask him the questions.
Oh, it's a friend.
Yeah, you can ask him the question and answer. Yeah, actually hook up to the ChatGPT. Yeah, you can ask them any question you want. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Whoa, look at this guy. Yours? Thank you.
This is a five pot game.
You said an AI?
Five pot game. So it's,
5-pot.
Yeah, 5-pot game. So we've done a lot of work with this. I'll just get through the feature. So we've got these different 5 pots here. Little Chinese man here, and it can trigger 1 or more of the features. At the moment, it's done 2, and it keeps on going, and it's going to do the 3rd feature. And then you basically will play that. So the player can basically get multiple features at the one time. And with this one, it's a hold and spin feature, and you get all these different characters in this scenario called Power Boost, Power Blast, and Cash Things, and they will basically give you different prizes in the different games for them. So,
where's this game being played right now?
It'll be in the US market. It's about to launch in the US market very shortly in this place.
It's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Which operator will have it?
Not sure which operator it has, but it'll probably be the major casinos over there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
We're excited to see it.
All right. Okay.
Have a good show.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Automate, innovate, accelerate.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Jackpot Blitz.
And then you have AI going on.
75-inch touchscreen poker table. You can bend the cards right on the screen, play with the chips. Only difference is you don't have to tip the dealer. You get way more hands per hour, 55 hands per hour versus 28 per hour with the live dealer. No tipping.
People miss having the live dealer.
The reason they don't miss it is because poker players actually, when they're playing in a game of poker, this table still, as you can see, they sit around the table, they still engage in social activity. The only difference is there's no dealer. Unlike a lot of different table games, the players in poker are not typically trash talking and playing with the dealer. They're trash talking each other, and as you can see, they still get that vibe with this table.
Where is it being used?
We've got master deal with Penn Entertainment in the United States. They've got 43 properties in 20 different states. We're gradually rolling out with that deal. We do have a master deal with Caesars Entertainment in the United States as well, just getting going with that. Several dozen tribal casinos around the United States. Lotto Quebec, which is the second largest province by population in Canada. That's a monopoly casino operator. We just signed a deal with Lotto Quebec. 4 casinos, 12 of these units in those properties as well. We continue to grow. That's why we're over here at G2E Asia.
And everything is digital. The cards,
everything's digital. You put your hand down.
Dealer, it's all digital.
It's all digital, and it never makes a mistake. You don't have to tip it. It doesn't call in sick. It doesn't complain. It doesn't talk back. Put these on the floor, and the players just love them.
You know, you said something. You don't have to tip it. That's becoming a big issue, say, in the U.S., the whole tipping topic.
Sure, of course.
And sometimes people might even avoid a situation where they think they're going to be in a trap of being not forced, but pressured to give a tip.
Sure. People feel that social pressure to give up some of their hard-earned money. And not sure if you knew this, but poker players are kind of known as grinders. In fact, there's a movie known as Grinders that's about poker players, and what they want to do is they want to grind out more hands per hour, and they want to get value for their money. And that means A, less tipping, which is more money in their pocket to play the game, and B, because of these player tracking units that the table now allows casinos to track their players' behavior and reward their players for frequent play, players are getting bonused and rewarded for playing the product, and they're saving on tipping. So on an hourly basis, there's just more money in their pocket for playing poker.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good show.
All right. Thank you.
Where are you from?
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
What do you think of this technology?
We're still understanding what they're trying to present to us.
I am also.
So
We said something about being on the mobile phone, and if you're playing a game and you have to use the bathroom, you can take the phone with you and it will mirror the screen.
let's see, is that something like that?
Something like this.
I think pretty interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Where do you
As a finance manager
finance for a property?
for Resort World Genting.
Resort World?
Genting. Resort World Genting.
Genting. Awesome, man. In Malaysia. And how's it going? What kind of technology are you using?
Like
We're in 2025. Are you using any innovative technology to do your analytics?
analytics, but yes, we do using some software like for data mining.
For data mining?
Yeah.
Are you using AI?
We are exploring.
Exploring?
Yeah.
It seems like it's the trend.
Yeah, so, agree.
What do you think is the biggest technology for gaming right now in 2025?
I see quite a lot of the people right over here are sharing their AI on detect the table betting, as well as on the result, the card playing result. So I think this could be the trend that we'll see more in the market.
You see more.
Yeah.
What are your plans, you think, for Resorts World Malaysia in the coming 18 months with regard to technology?
I may not at the right position to answer this question, so yeah.
But you're exploring.
Yeah. Correct.
Nice talking with you.
Yeah.
Have a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. See you. A lot about A lot of interest in AI-powered slot machines. Each time we walk by this booth, seems to be a pretty good crowd. Hello, how are you?
Okay.
Zhi How.
你好，你好。
Where are you from?
English
English little bit.
对对，一点点。No Chinese
translator.
对对对。
You know what? Good to see you.
哪一个地方的人？
我们是那个中国人嘛，我们
哪一个地方？
我是哪个地方的？
对啊，
湖北的。
湖北。
我们是一
Where is
个
it?
服务合法娱乐场的管理系统。
We make all stuff for casino, work with another countries, sell products, also have chips and cards, everything.
那先介绍一下，这个筹码里面是有 RFID 卡的，
Okay.
有卡的，然后跟感
AFD
对，
rate calculation.
这里面是有感应区的，有感应区。
Inside there have chips. Also there have chips.
Okay.
有感应区，上面是可以识别那个扑克的，那个扑克到时候可以识别的。
This monitoring can see all the table, cards, and all sticks.
好，那你可以开一局。好，一下注这里面就能
On
感
this
应到。
monitor, you can see how much
Two,
sticks
这
on all table.
啊，
下了
You
这么
can
多
see。how much sticks and how many sticks. 这东西，那个这个新的抽子，
我们那个桌子也进行了改变。我跟你说一下，桌子也改变了，筹码也改变了。
他们they make all the stuff just this company. All what you
好，thank you。
thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
我还说我一起拍一个了。
Thank you.
OK， 来给我们拍一个。
Can you also take a picture with you?
来一起吧。OK，
谢谢。
Thank you so much.
Where are you guys from? Where are you from?
We are from Marina Bay Sands.
From where? Marina Bay Sands.
Yeah.
And how long are you in Macau?
Macau for 4 days.
What are you most excited about in gaming right now for the year 2025?
Wow, there's so many things that's happening around. I'm just looking for some new products and cool technologies that we can fit something. It's more. They're like mainly for the biometrics, facial. Lot many things are happening.
How do you stay ahead of the curve right now? Because there's so much new technology
Yeah,
coming out every day now.
yeah.
How do you distinguish?
So basically, they have to meet the regulatory and compliance requirements, right? That's a primary ask. So you might have a fascinating technology, but the operationalizing it could be a big deal, and then that can be vouched by the regulatory and compliance aspects. Then you're ahead of the game. Like we can adopt the product very much easily.
When you meet with your team, you make a list of technology that's on your radar.
Yeah,
What are the top 3 things right now?
yeah. That's beyond my no comprehension. Like there are few people who are working on it. For me, it's more about adapting it and then see how I can fit into our.
Where do you think AI fits into gaming right now?
Yeah, it's having a lot of scope, but again, it's coming back to the regulator. The regulators, are they mature enough? Or do they have the frameworks? Do they have the studies to back up those kind of things? That's where it becomes challenging. But I think the framework is getting established, but it's really amateur at this point in time. So that's why getting AI into any products is good, but has to be substantiated by good possible study and papers to support that. So, like maybe some kind of GLA or BMM or any other guys, any institution that they can work on the AI data and substitute that, okay, this is what the research we have done and this is good to support. Then some regulators can look into it.
What's the next new market in Asia to open?
I don't know. Could be Thai or Dubai or Japan. I don't know. What is it coming? I don't know.
What's your favorite country to visit in Asia other than Singapore?
Yeah, it's a tough question. Like there are a lot of favorite spots, but I think Thailand is good.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Where in Thailand?
Thailand, maybe Phuket.
Phuket.
Yeah, Phuket.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Have a good show.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
Thank
see you. InterBlock. Let's take a look inside. Vincent. Hello.
Hey, good to see you, Philip.
Yeah, good to see you too. This is Vincent.
Hey.
Vincent, what's the latest with InterBlock? What's new and exciting?
Wow, InterBlock, we say for this year, we have a very excited, innovative product, a Muse product. A Muse. Just behind you. That's it.
Man.
So this is called Dragon Ruler. So we are combined with the roulette games plus slots elements with the multiplier, with free game, with free spin, jackpot, everything. And it's going to be launched this year. A Muse series. It's a totally different segment.
And Vincent, is there certain countries or certain markets where it's more popular than others?
We are actually dominant in quite a numbers in Asia markets for Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, cruise line. Even we have machine in Cambodia. We have in Australia and all these all these countries. And we are excited if upcoming Thailand. Definitely, we are getting ready. That's why we spend a lot of efforts in Cambodia, Southeast Asia market, to build our product, to build the player, so that they will know our product. So,
Vincent, where are you based?
I'm based in Malaysia.
And when you're not in Malaysia, where is your favorite country in Asia to visit?
At this moment, I like Philippines. For works-wise, I spend a lot of times in Philippines and a lot of excitements going on, casinos. We dominance about 80% of the markets. I have my president is taking care of Vietnam for like almost 99% that we have. Vietnam everywhere, InterBlock. And we open up in Singapore, Malaysia, cruise line. We just install some machines in the cruise for InterBlock stadium product. So we are kind of major player in Asia, I should say, InterBlock machine.
In regard to technology in the gaming industry, what is the technology that we should be watching for in 2025 as an industry?
Okay, if you're talking about technology, yes, right now ETG is getting more and more attention. It's because of the human labor costs and human error. So all ETG is more security. We are talking about security play, security game, fast game, make more money, revenue, more hands play, right? So, and then we have all this AI technology, intelligence. So we have another category, it's called smart pit. We are no longer using chips. We don't want to have more playing cards. We don't want to have dealers. I have a live craps machine. I only have one dealer. You can control everything. Instantly cut the cost. Instantly. You have 4 dealers for craps games. It's very common. I only need one.
So it reduces manpower, it reduces any fraud.
Yes.
It creates consistency and transparency for the player experience.
True. Correct. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So that is the future on the trend in this. And with, of course, there's a lot of categories saying that they want to stream these games to online. It depends on the region or anything. At the moment, we are capable, we are ready, but of course, on the different elements, see regulations. If let's say Thailand government say it's a must, then we will get ourselves ready, right?
So Vincent, we're excited to see you in Thailand.
Definitely.
I think everyone's excited to see what happens. We're excited when that happens.
Yes, definitely. I think it's a good new market to enter, and I'm sure this is going to be another booming market. Thank you. Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see you.
Thank you. Okay. See you. Have a good day. Just one more. Come on, I need to share this one to you. We just won the Best Electronic Table Games Award from G2E. This year for 2025.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So this is the Best Electronic Games Award.
Yes.
For G2E Asia.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Phil.
Vincent, congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, see you in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be in
October.
Yeah.
See you. What's up, man? Ni hao.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
My name is Zhi.
Huh? Where are you guys from?
Taiwan.
Taiwan, ni hao. Are you from Hualien or Taichung?
对
Taiyan?
台中
Taichung.
对台中
Brothers. Brothers. Baseball. Brothers. You know?
Yeah.
Taiwan guy.
Taiwan.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah.
你好
Nice to see you. From Taichung. Brothers.
台湾台中
Where are you from? Taiwan? Taiyan or Taichung?
Taipei.
Taipei and Taichung.
台中
Taipei.
台北
Guardians.
我听不懂
They're surprised because I know all the Taiwan baseball teams. See you guys.
好 thank you
Yeah, see you.
You two met last time.
Yeah, we did meet last time. Last show. Nice to see you again. How's everything going? Good?
What?
Where can we find your product? Which properties?
就是我们哪里可以找得到那个
Last time.
我知道
We did a video last time.
就是我们他说哪里
Business behind the business.
Yes.
People go into a casino and they have a seat,
Yeah, yes.
and they're comfortable, but they never start thinking about you guys made it. You know, you make the experience at the casino more comfortable.
Yes.
But
This
it's
is what
people
we
don't
do.
think about it unless it's a problem. You know, if you go into a casino and you sit down, this is so comfortable.
Yeah, you don't want to get
I don't want to get up.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
purpose.
No.
This
Good.
is the purpose.
You know, it's so
就是他说
just
我
want to
们把
relax.
这个椅子弄得那么好，
哦
那些人就不想
对啊
站起来
You
了。
know?
对啊来一天在这里运动
Yeah, just relax.
Yes
Good.
This is what we want.
Nice to see you. Nice seeing you guys again.
Okay, thank
Nice,
you.
nice to see you.
You
Yeah,
too.
see you guys. See you.
Bye.
We got Mathieu from Tangam here. He's speaking on Friday.
Yes, looking forward to it. Yeah.
What's your topic?
We're talking about how Agentic AI can help with prescriptive analytics here at Tangam.
And unwind that a little bit.
You have to come on Friday. But essentially, it's a new type of AI that doesn't just describe, but starts to act. We're experimenting with this technology, and it's very new. It's still in its infancy, but we see that this can help with not just describing insights for customers of our software, but how they could use it to start acting on our recommendations much quicker.
For the operator.
For the operator, yes. Yeah, so we're all land-based casino operators.
For example, before a player churns, you'll be able to identify that player before it's a problem.
Yeah, but also use the software and use the AI to validate that really quickly to make sure that it's actionable for our customers. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
And how's everything going here in Macau?
It's been busy, which is good. We see a lot of current customers and a lot of prospective ones as well. And yeah, it's been my first G2E Asia, so
Congrats.
have a good time. Yeah.
And you're already speaking.
Yeah, I'm already speaking.
First
yes.
one and speaking.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
You know, for those operators who are on the fence about embracing AI, what do you tell them?
Have an open mind, I think. You know, one thing that we're going to talk about on Friday is when AI is wrong, that can help. Operators are going to lose a lot of trust in the technology. So know what you're getting yourself into, continue to validate, and partner with a trusted system to get those insights and make the most out of your data.
What do you mean by when AI is wrong?
Yeah, so I mean, AI has that problem of hallucination, right? We see this in our kind of current technology. It's getting better. Seems like it's getting better every month as new models come out. You know, you want to make sure that you can always validate its output. And not just blindly trust the models that might be out there. Always be able to look under the hood as to what the AI is telling you.
Very good. Matthew, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you.
Thanks.
Sure.
iPad with this.
So you call it all scenario AI integration.
Yeah. So the product name is Muse.
Muse.
Yes. And we have 4 parts for the products. The first part is AI. That's why we call it immersive experience.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where can we find the restaurant?
Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. Okay, we'll come see it.
Hopefully can be in the Macau soon.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay, that makes one more good reason to go to Guangzhou to check this out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Singapore?
Yeah.
What brings you to Macau?
Yeah, just to check out the event.
And what are you most excited to see?
I mean, all the innovations on the machines and how people is utilizing technologies.
What do you feel is the biggest innovation in gaming right now in 2025?
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, I think how they can leverage the technologies to bring offline to work online together.
To work online together in gaming,
Like
for example,
bridging the offline to online experience, I would say, like how people actually able to gamble online on a real casino, for example, just without having to be physically present at the casino itself.
So like virtual gaming, but with a brick and mortar casino, because right now virtual gaming is handled by some offshore studio.
Yep, that's right. So I think it's pretty cool, right? You actually do get to actually play in some of the more reputable casinos. And
so you're saying the way that these traditional casinos should go is to start offering virtual gaming.
I would say
it's to provide the options, right? So that they have a choice that even they couldn't be in presence in the casino.
Why do you have this idea?
No, I mean it's just more of like I would say that they're just, for some people in general, there are people who are very focused on staying loyal to a certain casino, for example, and maybe if they don't have the chance to actually go to the casino, they wouldn't have the opportunity to gamble in that sense. Yeah, so.
It's a great idea. What kind of work do you guys do?
We're in fraud prevention.
Fraud prevention?
Yeah, so basically to help all these like online gaming platforms to fit into the regulatories, right? How do they do the KYC to keep the platform safe, stopping fraud attacks, things like that.
Who do you work with?
SEON. So
we're in a company called SEON. SEON.
What is the latest, fraud occurring? Because the fraudsters are always coming up with new ideas.
Yeah.
What's one right now that you just step back and you say, what the heck?
Yeah, it's not something new, but it's more into so it's getting more sophisticated with the rise of AI, right? So the barriers for people who want to start gaming the system is easier, right? So they conduct a lot of bots like brute force compared to the last time, and the data that they're trying to attack, so the platform is become more sophisticated. Yeah.
Back to Singapore.
Let's go
stay until
Friday. Yeah.
What's your favorite place to visit around Asia other than Singapore?
I would say probably Thailand. Yeah. Because of the food. Yeah.
What's your favorite place in Thailand?
Favorite place in Thailand?
What is the mall that next to the hotels? M-Sphere.
M-Sphere.
Yeah, M-Sphere.
The brand new mall.
Yeah, exactly.
With the park next door.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're
Exactly
very
nice.
familiar with Bangkok, so yeah, a lot of nice food in there with good vibes. Yeah.
What's your prediction for the new Thai casino?
Yeah, I think it's a very good direction that moving towards that definitely will help a lot of the economies, like attract more tourists into the town, in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Good, interesting info.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Slovenia.
But I live here in Macau. Yeah, I'm a hybrid, half Slovenia, half Macau, because I work for LT Games.
Wow.
Yes, I'm a ETG director for LT Games.
How long have you lived in Macau?
I've been for half a year.
Half a year?
Correct.
6 months?
Correct.
And what are your first impression of Macau?
Oh, I love Macau. I love Macau. I love people in Macau. I love food in Macau. And especially casinos, which is our business. Because gaming here is something else. It's different level.
Why is it different here compared to Las Vegas?
Because Las Vegas is more playground. This is more gambling ground. You know? Las Vegas is more what I want to say, a playground. People want to go there to have fun, to see things, but here the gambling is the thing, you know. They go and try to beat the odds, which I love. Like a producer of the game, I love that. Why? Because I always introduce some psychology elements in our games to make players more interested, you know, more interested.
How do you do that with the psychology?
Oh, you get different approaches, not just colors, not just ergonomy of the stations, of the sitting pad. You need to incorporate inside the software a special features which will keep their focus, which will be, how to say, interesting for the players to sit in front of our games more than 4 hours.
How do you know if something's working or not?
Analytics.
What kind of analytics?
Oh, gaming analytics. We get analytics of all meters: coin in, coin out, sitting average time of average play time, average bet time. So,
but who provides those analytics?
We got some logging systems in our machines, and we talk also with the operators, because the insight of operators is very important for us. Very important. We always listen to the operators and also to the customers, to players itself, you know.
What kind of analytics can operators implement to improve efficiency in regard to slot floor design and slot floor performance?
They get, how to say, 3 basic calculations, which is average time spent on a sit, average betting, and what's the volatility of the game, how people are prepared to risk the game. And you can see that by the coin in, by the bet patterns, if they're doing that, you know. All that can be run into the analytics. This is the 3 basic ones, but you also can go much deeper with that, much deeper, which is pretty much a science.
But you just said science.
Of course, analytics are always a science, you know. It's not just making a product. When you make the products not for a casino. You make the products for players. Players are our customers. When the players are happy, casinos are happy. That's the point.
You said science, you said technology. For 2025, what do you think is the most exciting technology for casino operators today?
Of course, AI.
AI.
Of course, AI, but help. Not that it's gonna lead us, not that it's gonna take the direction, but to help us, to be a parallel helper to our decisions. Why? Because more data that we got, more different views that we got, easier the decision, easier the strategy, easier the approach.
What would you say to an operator who's on the fence about embracing AI to move to the next level? What do you tell that operator?
Be courageous and be bold. Research.
And if they don't?
Yeah, get good people in your team that will do that.
And if they don't do it, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? Slowly, they will lose the competition. You know, slowly they will get not from the first places, but to the place behind, if not to the last places. Because you need to embrace. You need to go with the time. You need to go with the new technologies.
Good info. Final question. Outside of Macau, what's your favorite place to visit in Asia?
Outside of the Macau, Zhuhai, Zhuhai, right off the border. I love it.
What about another country?
Taiwan.
Taiwan?
Yes.
Where in Taiwan?
I've been in Taipei last time, which I love it because it's very similar countryside to Slovenia, a lot of mountains, which I feel very comfortable there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my and my next trip will be Japan, which you will ask me on the next interview how it went.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where are you from? Huh?
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Great. How many times you been to G2E?
First time in Macau.
First time in Macau.
But been to Singapore.
Singapore G2E 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that one too. And what's your favorite place to visit in Asia? Outside of your country?
Outside of Malaysia or Singapore, Thailand maybe?
Thailand?
Of course, yeah.
Which, of course? Yeah. Which place in Thailand?
So many islands, Phuket, Bangkok, Chiang Mai. Yeah, all these amazing place, food.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's hard not to love Thailand.
Who don't love Thailand, man?
Who doesn't love Thailand?
Yeah.
That's right. Listen, man, have a good show.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, see you. Everybody likes Thailand. Favorite country for people to visit? Thailand. Thailand, everyone says.